So you guys have closed a lot of real estate deals in your years in this business, and a lot of them are probate inheritance deals. Otherwise, you and I would not be partnering together. I'm only partnering with people who have experience in that world. As you know, and I know, these types of deals always come with more complexity compared to other deals. How do you guys treat probate and inheritance deals differently than your other deal types? Now, have you trained your team and that sort of thing?
Yeah, overall, our process is generally the same. However, the key difference is just the sensitivity to it. But understand, okay, why did they reach out? And if it's when it is inherited, when there's a probate situation going on, and we know what that means. There was a loss in the family. It's not so much that they really wanted to reach out. So the circumstances for which we are talking with the person is really the big difference for us, and this the approach, and just really understanding, like, man, if this was us, this is one of us. How do we want to be talked to? How do we want to be treated? What information do we want to know? What options do we want to have presented to us? And that's how we approach it. So that's really the big key difference. And sometimes it is just asking a little bit more questions, not to prod, not to pry. It's simply just so that we have the full story and full understanding, so that we can do things as quickly and efficiently as possible. Because yes, a lot of times there's multiple people involved. You have to go down family trees. You have to contact many different entities or groups to try to put everything together and make sure everything is, going to close, because the title company and the attorneys have the say kind of at the end of, where's the money go? Can you close? Is this insured? And so there's a lot of the back end things. And so we just, again, and we tell this to people, it's not to get into their business. It's just, we want to close, you want to sell, we're here to help. So that's the approach that we take.
Absolutely. Yeah. I would say there's definitely more boxes to check in probate and inheritance deals, because, like you said, the title company and the attorney eventually have the final say. Really, the title underwriters have the final say of whether a deal can close or not. And you and I both, through our experience in closing hundreds of deals, we've learned through the school of hard knocks that we need to ask the questions up front so that they don't become an issue at the last minute. Because title agencies, they're closing lots of deals for lots of different companies and people, and they have a process and a checklist. And many times they're not doing the final title underwriting review until a few days before closing. And sometimes these issues come up then. So just through experience, we ask those questions up front. And it sounds like you guys ask those questions too, to make sure that you nip it in the bud, as they say, before it becomes a problem. Because there's, with probate and inheritance, there's sometimes more documentation that you need involved. You might need affidavits from heirs. You might need probate documents. You might need, there's so many things. More times than not, there's like a car at the house, and you've got to get titles to the car to help them with the car. And there's a few more hurdles to jump through. But you're right. The process is the same as buying any other property. There's just a few more questions to ask and a few more boxes to check in order to get that deal to the finish line.
Absolutely.